Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlocking You 2.0. Today we have the absolute pleasure of interviewing one of our Inside Out clients, Paula Rapp, and we're so excited to be able to actually finally like connect face to face. We've had lots of phone conversations, we've had and all this kind of stuff, sessions, coaching calls, all this stuff. But this is the first time really we're meeting face to face, and it's amazing to see your smiling face. So aside from that. I'm really excited to kind of talk to you about a little bit about your experience, kind of who you are, and show some other people what you're all about. So, without any further ado, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Spencer. Hi, Bowender. I'm Paula Rapp. I live in Tucson, Arizona. I am a certified emotion code and body code practitioner. I was a hairdresser for 30 years and came across the body code, fell in love. It really transformed my life, and I have a passion for helping people. So I've had my business now, Pure Frequency LLC, since 2016, and I absolutely love it. So I work in a doctor's office with other nurse practitioners, and it's a really good copacetic working relationship because I really firmly believe that the two, Western medicine and energy work, really complement each other for a full encompassing body, healing. So yes, what brought me to IOI? So being an empath, I had basically had been blindsided at the time. I was struck by a shockwave of grief. I had a friend, a lifelong friend, who died suddenly as a murder-suicide. So it kind of knocked me off my balance. So things were going good, and COVID, and then this death, and so I needed a little more structure, a little more help to pull me out of this swirling sea of downwardness, So it was good timing. They contacted me before this incident, and then they contacted me right after, and I just needed help, and they were there, and it's been really beneficial. The healing sessions with Spencer really helped me because being a practitioner, you can only do so much for yourself, and you need to reach out and get help because you can't always, when you're in the mist, it's hard to dig that deep. Okay. And the coaching sessions, I really needed that structure, okay, you're really hurting. So it's like, but if you have somewhere to be and something to do and you have support behind you, then it's easier to navigate and get through.
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's awesome. So Paula, tell us about, I guess, the biggest thing about being a part of the Inside Out Institute. What is it that is your favorite part, or what gets you most excited?
Well, I know that every day there's a message. So it's not like you have to wait a week till your next appointment or your next anything. And I believe that, the friendships and the connections and the bonds that are being built, that you have that ability to, reach out anytime and always have that support. So that's what I like.
Absolutely. That's so awesome. So I gotta say, obviously, like one of my favorite things is definitely the support. But aside from that, like I want to ask, what would you say, like a couple of like really kind of tangible experiences you've experienced, like, and I know you've kind of you've talked about your healing, you talked a little bit about coaching. Like, what would you say, like a tangible shift you've seen with being with IOI? Like, what's something that's like really kind of changed for you over the course of the last little bit here while going through the program?
Okay, well, being an empath and being in my line, I kind of just plow forward going, everybody else, everybody else, everybody else, everybody else.
Right.
And so it's really helped me to balance out, I need to take care of me too. And so, start taking care of your body, work out, start, spending the time, brain dumping. Thank you. That was the biggest help, under brain dumping.
Yeah.
You know, and really just, yeah, inside, inside out. I know your insides have to come out, but when they're already out and they're all over the place, you need to put yourself back together. So it helped me put myself back together.
Wow.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm so grateful that we were able to work with you and do that with you. I do want to congratulate and commend you because you've done an amazing job. You do really well. You take instructions, you take advice, and you run with it. You don't question it. You just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make that difference. So it's awesome to see you grow that way. So having said that, if you were to give someone advice today and say to them, look, anyone that's listening right now, maybe they're struggling or maybe they're going through something like you went through, the loss of a loved one. What would you say to them? What is the advice you can give?
Well, I would say don't wait because, you know, um, grief is a thief, and it it can hijack your soul, and it steals your happiness and your peace, and leaves you with more grief and other things to deal with. So I wouldn't wait. It's available, and you're worth it. So that's what I would say.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Like, man, so it's so cool, like being able to kind of hear your experience and as we kind of go through all this stuff and hear about what some of your favorite parts were, like what some of the changes that you've gone through. You know, it's just been such an honor, and actually just even having a session with you in ourselves, like I remember doing a session with you, and like your intuitive abilities are just absolutely astounding. So like it's so cool because there's practitioners out there that literally just kind of use muscle testing, and that's kind of how they go, and obviously we develop intuition as we go, but your intuitive gifts are so they're so incredible. They're so cool. Like just being able to kind of witness that and feel that as we go through. So actually, this is kind of like a side question. Like, if you don't mind me asking, how would you say that like that kind of started? Was that something like right from birth? Did you develop it? Was it something over the course of, like how did that all start? Like when did you first know you had that kind of ability?
I think my first clue maybe was when I was 6. My mother was talking to a woman on our front porch, and this woman was crying, and I knew she was sick and needed help, and I grabbed her hand and I said, if I could take it from you, I would. And she was like, you got a really special child. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? And I mean, she, everybody loves their child, but and so I think maybe that was it, the first insight, but because I was compassionate, and kids don't usually, I don't know, a lot of them. So anyways, there's been high points in my life where my intuition would get really high, but it was a little scary. So I kind of would dull down because I didn't have the support before. And I felt isolated and alone. So now I'm embracing it, and I welcome it, and I know it's part of me, and I can't deny it, and I love it, and I'm very grateful for it. So.
Heck yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Paula, one of the things you mentioned was that, you were at a down point, and being an empath, sometimes it can dramatically affect your relationships. So, there's people out there that are listening right now that they're empaths. What do you do? Yeah. What do you do so you don't, so your relationships are healthy, and so you're able to have good, wonderful relationships with people? Can you shed some light on that?
Well, basically, you have to take care of yourself, and and I think the most important thing you can do is just lift people up, and instead of pointing out flaws, point out their strengths, and focus more on those. Yeah, and try and empower everybody with their own abilities. Yeah, and provide just support, like friendship and you know, patience, understanding, trying.
Awesome.
Awesome.
No, that's terrific. And that's, you know, what everything you just described is what Inside Out is all about. You know, it's about bringing those, you know, best qualities that you have. And, you know, I'm sure there's many that you've discovered over the last little while that you didn't realize that, hey, I actually have this, or I can do this, or, you know, you have it, but you don't even, you discount it. You don't give it the value it deserves. So, you know, I've seen that shift in you, and it's been great to see that. So again, I want to congratulate you, Paula, on this journey that you've taken. It can be sometimes difficult and challenging, but yeah, you did it the right way. And, you know, you grabbed the bull by the horns and you said, look, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make a change. And here you are, you know, about 5 months later, and you're doing some, you know, awesome things. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, Bellander. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's been fun. Like I was telling Spencer before we got on, that, you know, I feel more just grounded and calm again. You know, when that stuff's all swirling around, it's hard to, and I just feel centered and like it can all go on around, but it's okay. I can help. I can reach it. It can, yes.
Awesome.
Be stable. Yeah. So
that's so amazing. That's so amazing. So I mean, that was a really great interview. So thank you so much for taking the time to come on this with us. I'm really excited to see just your future success and everywhere that you continue to go. I'm excited to continue to work with you. You're such an awesome soul, and in every way in the respects there. So with that, guys, if you're interested in something like this, like if you're like interested, like, wow, how can I change my life like that as well? You know, definitely check out our website. It's just leadyourideallife.com. And you can really, on that site, there's a couple of videos that are really going to kind of inspire you and kind of get the gears turning about, you know, how can I make the most out of, well, the rest of this month for one, but then really set myself up for 2021. In addition to that, we also have a weekly webinar. So this week we're having one. It's if you just go to www.2020recoverymanual.com, we have a weekly webinar. You definitely want to register for it because it definitely fills up very quickly. But if you're someone that wants to have you know, kind of get these kind of results where you're having this peace, you're finally accepting your gifts and you know, the things that you have in your life, and you really want to take your inside and put them out there so that the world can see them and be comfortable with that. You're definitely going to want to be on this webinar, and you're definitely want to check out our website. So aside from that, with that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you once again, Paula, for being on here. I'm so excited that we were able to do this. And with that, take care, guys. Have a great day.